This isn't forgetfulness.
Imagine waking up one day unable to tell if your memories are real. You start to question every decision, every feeling, every instinct. You hear phrases like, "You're too sensitive." That never happens. You always exaggerate, and over time, you start to believe it. This isn't a movie. This isn't an exaggeration. It's gaslighting. A psychological tactic so subtle, it can dismantle your reality one doubt at a time. Today, you'll learn exactly how it works and how to stop it before it starts. Gaslighting is a form of psychological manipulation where a person sows seeds of doubt
in another individual, making them question their memory, perception, or even their sanity.
The term comes from the 1944 film Gaslight, where the husband dims the lights in the house and insists his wife is imagining it. She eventually believes she's losing her mind. But gaslighting doesn't always look like obvious cruelty. Sometimes it shows up in a gentle correction or subtle suggestions. Gaslighting often follows a predictable 3-stage playbook. Knowing the steps can help you see it coming. Stage 1, discredit. The manipulator starts by quietly undermining your confidence. They might say, "No, you're remembering it wrong," or "I never said that," and "Why do you always overreact?" These comments seem harmless at first, but they're planting a seed. Stage 2, confuse. Next, they create confusion.
They contradict your version of events, deny evidence, or use selective memory to twist reality. You might hear, "We talked about this. You agreed." That's not how it happened at all. You must be imagining things.
Over time, you start relying on them to interpret what's true. Stage 3, control. Finally, the manipulator becomes the authority on reality itself. You question your own instincts and look to them for validation. They might say, "If you can't trust your own memory, trust me." Or, "I'm only trying to help you." By this point, you feel dependent. Gaslighting works because it targets your most basic human needs: trust, belonging, and certainty. These 3 psychological dynamics make it so powerful. Cognitive dissonance. Your brain hates holding 2 conflicting beliefs. If someone you care about insists your memory is wrong, you feel internal tension. It's easier to discard your memory than to believe someone you trust would lie. Incremental manipulation. Gaslighting doesn't happen overnight. It's built on hundreds of small distortions that stack up until your sense of self erodes. Dependency loops. As your confidence declines, you lean on the manipulator for clarity. This dependency reinforces their power over you. Left unchallenged, gaslighting can lead to anxiety, depression, and even a fractured sense of identity. But there are proven strategies to break. Your Defense Toolkit, a 4-step shield. If you suspect you're being gaslit, use this 4-step Defense Toolkit to reclaim your reality. Step 1, document everything. Keep a record of conversations, text messages, and events. Gaslighters rely on your forgetfulness. Notes are your receipts. Make sure you keep plenty of them. Trust your senses. If you feel confused, pause. Check in with your body. Are you tense, angry, sad? These feelings are signals, not illusions. Pay close attention. 3, seek outside validation. Talk to a neutral third party, someone who isn't involved. Share what's happening. An outside perspective can cut through confusion. 4, establish boundaries. State your observations clearly. I remember this differently, and I'm not going to debate it. I don't accept being told my experience isn't real. Boundaries disrupt the manipulator's control. Let's look at a real-world example. Anna worked with a manager who frequently shifted project deadlines, then blamed her for missing them. When she asked why she changed the deadlines, he'd say, "You're remembering wrong. You always get confused. Pay attention to comments like, you always, you constantly, or etc." These are subtle shifts to discredit your memory and establish a pattern that your memory cannot be trusted. If a person immediately shifts to discredit your memory without visible proof, this is a sign to watch for. Now, over 6 months, Anna started to believe she was incompetent. She worked longer hours, double-checked every detail, every email, and still felt inadequate. But when she reviewed old messages, she found proof. The deadline had moved. She documented everything, took her records to HR, and explained what was happening. Once her perception was validated by evidence and by others, her confidence returned, and her manager was held accountable. Gaslighting thrives in isolation and secrecy. Transparency is its natural enemy. Wondering if you might be experiencing gaslighting? Take this short quiz. Do you frequently second-guess your memory? Do you feel confused after conversations with a certain person? Have you started apologizing constantly, even when you don't know what you did? Do you feel like you can't do anything right? Have you stopped sharing your thoughts because of criticism? If you answered yes to 3 or more, you might be experiencing gaslighting tactics. Gaslighting is one of the most insidious forms of psychological manipulation. It works by eroding your trust in yourself and replacing it with dependence on someone else. It follows a 3-stage playbook: discredit, confuse, and control.
It hijacks your mind through cognitive dissonance, incremental manipulation, and dependency loops.
You can defend yourself by documenting, trusting your senses, seeking validation, and setting boundaries. If you found this guide helpful and you want more tools to recognize and defend against dark psychological tactics, like, comment, and subscribe to Atypical Tactics. Your awareness is your greatest weapon.